Yep, it's me again. Further to my last vlog. Fucking hell. That's the thing with me. A lot of comments joining in the joke, the fun. I'll start talking about something. I thought, fuck it all. Something I want to put over to my subscribers or anyone that fucking likes the subject or interested in the subject or whatever. I'll start talking about something. And as I'm talking, doing to camera, I'm thinking of something else, and something else will make me think of something else, and I'll say, oh, hang on, I won't finish what I've started talking about. I'll start about talking about another subject, and that'll make me think of something else. So I'll finish that subject, and then I'm talking about something else, and I think, what the fucking hell did I originally start talking about? So I'm thinking, I'm doing the vlog, talking, I'm thinking, what the fuck? I started talking about something, and it's funny, a lot of people have commented saying, were you a comedian? Or, have you been a comedian or what have you? But I've got a good sense of humour, obviously, fucking hell. A haircut like this, you've got to have one, haven't you? But I replied and said, believe it or not, I used to be a hypnotist's stooge. Now I have talked about this in a few vlogs, but going back probably a few years now. I don't know whether I've probably kept them. Like I say, on the last vlog, oh fucking hell, here I go again. Just depending on the subject and what have you. Some people say, oh no, leave them and this and that. I don't. If I'm talking about something topical, say it's just happened yesterday or today or whatever, and people are gonna, 6 months time watching the video and think, what the fucking hell is he going on about? So, I just put it through, and if I get views and what have you, I get so many, and I think, all my subs have seen it, or people that are interested will have seen it. It's gone, I'll just delete it. So, it's gone, and like I said before, my videos, some people, not everyone, but they'll comment, and then about a week later, I'll have another comment. They're not replying to other comments and all that. They're actually watching the video. So, they must watch the video a few times. Which is, fucking hell, thought once is bad enough. So, yeah, anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a joke. I remembered what I was talking about. Yeah. I replied to this comments, because, I like when I do my vlogs and a bit of humour, Sunday roast and all that, I do a bit of cooking, but hopefully it puts a smile on people's faces. That's what it's all about. For me, anyway. Not for everyone. But, right, let's get back to the subject. I used to be a hypnotist's stooge. Now then, the actual hypnotist was, going back to the BMS days, and I've talked about this. Started off in BMS, Bradford Motorist Supermarket, and then it changed to Motor World. Started off in Denby, got moved to Rail, and I was actually the assistant manager. I was only a kid then, straight from school. So yeah, fucking hell. But anyway, to cut a long story short, and I bet you're all thinking there, for fuck's sake, I wish you would. Oh yeah, Gallaroo, by the way. 4.8. But anyway, let's get back to the subject. Did I mention I used to be a hypnotist stooge? Anyway, I used to be a hypnotist stooge. And the actual hypnotist was Simon, the lad I used to work with this was in Rail now, the Madhouse. Fucking hell, we used to have some fun in that place. And it was a long shop. It was, I don't know, fucking 15 foot wide, was it, by about, I don't know, it was a hell of a length in it. 25, 30 feet. No, it was longer than that. Anyway, it was a long, narrow, well, not so narrow, but it was fucking long, a lot longer than it was narrow. And the counter was right in the front. As you walked in through the front door, counter was on the right there. And like I say, this Simon, he's a fucking laugh and a half. He decided one day he was a magician, and then he didn't pack it in, but he was a hypnotist longer than he was a magician. And he used to fucking practice his tricks. He fucking hell. He'd bring his things that he'd made. He used to have a lad with him, not working for BMS and what have you. You know, like his assistant or what have you. He fucking used to bring his tricks in, and he'd be down the far end of the shop, and he'd be practicing his tricks, and I'd be the one fucking working on the counter, serving the people. You know, hello, what was that? Set of spark plugs for a modest marina? Yeah, I'll just look it up for you now. And he'd be down the end of the shop, fucking sawing someone in half, and this thing where you stand. He had that there ages. It's an old trick. It's in 3 sections, and they go in it and they shut the door, and they got the face, and they push a hand through, and they push a foot through, and then the middle section they push it out, and then you can still them see waving their hand. You had that there for about 2 weeks practicing that. People there walking, wandering around, you know, have a chamois leather and a bucket and, you know, whatever. And he's there, you know, pushing someone in half, like, or splitting them into 3. People used to, what some people used to think in that place. But it was all good fun. We used to have a laugh. Fucking hell. I used to wander around. I used to put a brown paper bag over my head. I used to cut 2 eye holes out. I got a thick felt pen, and I wrote "Store Detective" on the top of it. And people were doing their shopping. I used to wander around, and I'd stand next to them, and they'd be like that, looking at them, you know. And they'd be there, they'd be like that, and I'd be there with a brown paper bag with "Store Detective" on it. Fucking hell. And like I say, I've talked about this place before, and we used to get pound coins out of the till. I used to go down the end of the shop, and we used to get super glue, and we used to glue them to the floor, because it's like this plastic tiled floor, you know. And we'd be there like that, and you see people looking at stuff and like that, and they see this fucking pound coin on the floor, and they're looking around to see if anything's about. Some people will put their foot on it, and they'd be there and wait till the coast is clear, and they go down and they're trying to pick it up off the floor. And fucking hell, what else did we used to do? Oh, shit on spark plugs. That was another one. This couple, we used to dare each other, you know, who could fucking have a laugh with the customers. There was nothing nasty or nothing like that. But I thought up of shit on. And I always remember this couple, this man, this woman, you know, knocking on in years, like elderly and what have you. And they said, oh, he wanted whatever, Ford Escort, set of set of, fucking hell, a set of spark plugs. And they had 1 can for, say, an Escort or something like that. Anyway, so I got the book at Champion. Oh no, we sold out of them. And, you know, NGKs and what have you. And I says, oh, you can have them in shit-ons. They said, well, shit-ons? Yeah, new shit-ons. Just, you know, new firms. And I always remember it. She looked at her husband and she says, well, what do you think? Shall we go for the shit-ons? And she said, yeah, shit-ons. They sound quite good plugs. Yeah, we'll have the shit-ons. I went like that, trying not to laugh. And I looked behind him, and Simon's there pissing himself laughing. And fucking all things we used to do. So yeah, anyway, hypnotist stooge. Simon was the hypnotist, and what would happen was, he would, you know, we used to go around the nightclubs and all this and that, and he'd be on the stage, and I like Barry Lee, he used to call himself. Fuck knows what he's doing now. I haven't seen him for years and years and years. And he'd say, oh, he wants, you know, like you do, you see on the telly and whatever, some volunteers, and, you know, half a dozen, you know, sit in the chairs and whatever. And then, because like I used to be mingling in the crowd, people used to think I was just a fucking a punter, you know, in the audience or whatever. And then he'd say, you know, everyone come on stage, and I'd be up on with them, and be sitting on these chairs, and then he'd go to me first, and he'd put my hand on the shoulder, and I can't remember his patter, but somebody, and now you will be asleep. I used to go like that, you see. And it used to work, I tell you. So I'd be like that. And then they go to the next one, which was, you know, all the others were, you know, normal fucking customers, you know, normal, they'd just gone to the club for a few beers or whatever. And he put his hands on their shoulder, and he says something, and when I say something, click my fingers or whatever, you will fall asleep. And they're thinking, because they've seen me go like that, they thought, fucking hell, if I don't do that, I'll look a right prick. So they used to do it, and I said it used to work. You go to the next one, and of course, once the second one's done it, the third one's thinking, fucking hell, I better follow suit here, I better join in. So anyway, he'd go down the line, you know, and then he'd come back to me then, he'd put on the shoulder, and he says, when I touch you next on the shoulder, and I used to be the conductor, he says, you will be a famous conductor, conducting a big orchestra in the Albert Hall or whatever. And then he'd go to the next one. I can't remember. One was a sergeant major. You'd be, you know, and other things like that. So then he'd come back to me and he'd go, something or other, touch you on the shoulder. And then I used to jump up then and did, and there'd just be music. He'd have another fella, he'd be operating the music and you know. No, I tell a lie. He used to bring us round then. After we'd all gone to sleep, he'd all bring us round, so we'd all be sitting there. And then he used to say, when I touch you on the shoulder, you'll be a famous, conductor. Of course, they're looking and thinking, fucking hell. So then when it comes to the, the next one was like a sergeant major or something. I'll touch you on the shoulder, you'll be a sergeant major. So then they used to think, fucking hell, if I just sit there and think, nothing's going to happen. It makes them look a bit of a tosser, like. So they used to do it, and one like Sergeant Major used to jump up and be marching up and down and all that. It was all good fun, but it used to work. But without a stooge, which I was, the act, it wouldn't work. So yeah, anyway, just thought I would mention that. It just reminded me, this lad said, "Oh, were you a comedian or whatever?" But yeah, it used to be a hypnotist's stooge. Yeah, but oh, fucking hell, BMS, I tell you. Laughs we used to have in that place. Fucking hell. Anyway, I'm going. See you guys in the next one.